What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for watching another video. It's been about, I think, a month since I've picked up my camera. And to be honest, I haven't really done anything with cars. I don't know if it's lost motivation, but really there hasn't been much that I could do, much that I can film. Basically with personal life, work, and all that stuff, it gets kind of hard to like pick up the camera on the side and do stuff. And I haven't really gotten any more mods for this car. But I think all of that's going to change now because I really want to get into the Audi S3 as hard as possible, going over the rest of the fall and the winter for next spring. So I'll talk to you guys about my plans. I'll talk to you guys about a couple of other things that I've seen in the comments that you guys have been asking. So just to be transparent with everybody going forward, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Guys, also a reminder that you can save money on any EQT products, anything that they sell on their website if you use my code and link down in the description box below. It's going to be the first code and link down in the description box below. Save yourself some money on EQT products, tunes, any kind of hardware. You can save money on it all. My product, code, and link down in the description. Also, guys, I'm going to be at the Europa Parts Cruise that's on Sunday, October 22nd, I think it is. I think it's October 22nd. It's a Sunday. I'm going to be at that cruise, so if you're there, say what's up. I'm going to be filming pictures, all of that kind of stuff, taking pictures of cars and, just enjoying. I haven't been to like a car thing in years. I used to go to a bunch of shows. I used to go to a bunch of like cruises and meets and all that stuff, and I haven't done this in years. So this is going to be my first like event kind of thing, I guess, if you want to call it that, in years. So that should be fun. Sunday, October 22nd is the Europa Parts Cruise. I'm going to be there. Let me know if you're going to be there. DM in the comments down below. Let me know. So let's address the number one thing that I've seen people commenting and messaging me and stuff like that, is asking me if the car blew up, if I blew the engine or something happened to the car and whatnot. No, that is not the case. I did not blow up the car or anything like that. Again, it's just I haven't had much to film, I'm going to be honest, and I just don't want to put out anything for no reason. And another one that I saw also a lot was that I crashed the car or totaled it or something like that as well, because, I haven't posted it and whatnot. And obviously, again, I'm driving the car as we speak, and I did not crash the car, total the car, none of that kind of stuff. So those are the first two things that most people have been asking me about the cars, if I blew it up or if I crashed it or something like that. So no, neither of those are the case. The second thing that I've seen a lot of people ask, and I'll address right now, is what happened to my MK7 GTI? Why haven't I made any more videos on it? What's going on with that? Do I still daily it? Guys, I'm not gonna lie, that car was sold a long time ago. I sold the MK7 months ago. I mean, again, I don't even remember, but it's been several months since that car's been gone. And I should have addressed it, I know, but honestly, I just don't think about it sometimes and whatnot. So that car has been sold for months now. I didn't do anything else after the last couple of videos that you guys saw. It was just basic bolt-ons and a tune, and that's where I left it at. Essentially the reason why I sold it, and the car's a great daily, manual was fun, all of that stuff was great. It's just I wanted more, and I knew I was going to want more, and the fact that I was going to be able to tap into that power to have a more fun daily kind of takes it out of the daily aspect when you're making more power. That's the reason why I sold the car. I honestly didn't know what direction to go in with it. I was going to do suspension, wheels, tires. I was even thinking about doing like a budget hybrid build, and I'm going to get more into that in a little bit because I do have a plan going with that as well. But this car wasn't the right one suited to do what I wanted. It was a little more expensive, obviously, than I would have wanted to tinker with to do all of this stuff. So I didn't want to go down that route. I ended up selling the car for more than I paid for it anyway with the mods, and that's that. That car's gone. Now, what did I replace it with, or did I replace the car? Yes, I did replace the car twice actually now. I ended up buying a Mark 6 1.8T Volkswagen Jetta, just a daily. I got it for cheap, like 110,000 miles, automatic, just to drive around every single day till I figured out what I wanted to do. So I didn't want to put all the miles on the Audi, so I bought that car, found a good deal again, one owner car, did that. I had that car from like, I think 4 or 5 months, ended up selling that car to my dad because he needed another car, and then I did replace that car with something else. My daily driver right now is a Gen 2 2020 Volkswagen Tiguan. I haven't shown you guys. I mean, it's really not content that I think you guys would want to see anyway. It's just a regular SUV. But right now I've been dailying for the past couple of months a Gen 2 2020 Volkswagen Tiguan. It is the 4Motion all-wheel drive one, so I really do like it. It's been a great daily so far. I've had a lot of fun with it, driving it every single day. It's super practical, it's super comfortable, and honestly, I'm super stoked about that car. And to be honest, I do have some plans for it that I want to get your guys' opinion if you would be interested possibly in a build of some sort with an SUV like the Tiguan. So if you do want me to do stuff, I do have some plans in mind of stuff that I want to do with the Tiguan. Let me know. But I've been heavily debating like lifting it and doing like some like off-road wheels and tires and stuff like that. So if that is something of interest to you guys, let me know. But those are the main things that people have been asking me so far. And let me get into now what I plan to do with this car over the next couple of weeks and over the winter time as all of this stuff occurs. I was a little lost in the direction that I wanted to go with the S3, and I think basically what I need is just to go all out with this car. Built engine, not yet, but a couple of months ago, I was leaning against not going that route, but I think I'm gonna go that route eventually. We'll see what happens. Obviously, if something were to happen to this car, it'll be a lot quicker than I would like to, but for me, I'm really gonna set up this car to be like a great handling and drag strip fun car. So I have two major things that I wanna do. Number one is I'm gonna go with a coilover setup. Probably the EQT coilovers is my top desired coilover that I wanna go with. I have the 034 springs right now. I would be selling those and getting away from the mag ride, even though this setup rides very well. I'm not gonna lie, it does. It rides great, I love it. But I want more adjustability. I want the car to be a little bit lower, and that also opens the room for me to go with some nice 17-inch wheels. I'm gonna drop down another size for this car. It allows me to put a bigger tire, and that's basically what I need to do the best quarter mile times I can with this car. I'm probably gonna go with a 17-inch RPF1 and some sort of like drag radial or slick or something like that. And I'm gonna really go all out because I think this car deserves it. This car doesn't owe me anything. It's been amazing, and honestly, I think, again, this car just deserves it, and I want this car to perform the best that it can always. So those are the two major things that I want to do over the winter time to be ready for the early springtime when the drag strips open again. We're not even in October yet, so I do plan on going to the strip 2 more times this year with this setup, just to see if I can beat my time that happened back in the spring. It's been so long already. It's been like 5 or 6 months since I've been to the drag strip. I've only gone once this year, and I don't really like to go in the summer because I think that's just counterproductive, because the cars are going to be slower in the really hot weather. So I don't want to waste the money and waste my time knowing that I'd probably be slower or whatnot. So I'm waiting for like middle to end of October to go back to the strip with this setup, take out some weight. I'm going to be taking out the back seats, the spare tire. I'm not going to do full weight because that just doesn't make sense, because I'm going to run obviously the same times or very similar if I don't make some weight reduction. And besides those little things that I'm going to do to change up this car completely, there's a couple more things that I want to do. Number one, I want to actually change out the steering wheel. I think I mentioned this before as well. I want to do some nice carbon fiber steering wheel in this car to really make the interior look a lot nicer. And I think I'm going to switch up like the exterior a little bit. I'm going to be doing like a full maxed in design front lip. I'm going to be switching out the carbon fiber one. I've mangled that over like the 2 years that I've been running it, and honestly it's held up great. Great product, great quality, everything like that, but it just looks really bad right now because how messed up it is. So I'm going to switch to a maxed in front lip. I'm going to be doing a rear diffuser, maybe some side skirts to finish off the look on the exterior. There's not much more I could do. I have toyed with the idea of wrapping the car a different color. That might happen somewhere down the line once I've done everything else to me that's more important. Maybe that'll come, but so far those are the main things that I have planned to do with this car over the winter time, you know, gathering some parts to install. And another thing that I've toyed with, I don't know if I'm going to be doing it yet, is I do want to do a catch can on this car, most likely going to be the APR catch can, but at the same time, the stock PCB has performed well and I haven't had any issues. So I'm debating, just for preventative maintenance, just getting another stock PCB because it is a lot cheaper and I haven't had an issue with it. But that's another thing that I'm going to be doing soon, maybe like a little maintenance overhaul. New coils, new plugs, and possibly a new OEM PCB is in the near future for this car, just to get it all ready to go. Stepping away from the S3 for a little bit, there's one topic that I did want to talk about, and that is another car. A few months ago when I made a video, I did mention that I was trying to get a Mazda Speed 3 or an MB Miata, and two cars that I still want to have and own. But to be honest, my like bread and butter on this channel and my like favorite kind of car and everything like that are European cars, mainly Volkswagen and Audi. So going back to my Mark 7 GTI comment earlier in the video, one thing that I've been toying with is if you buy a higher mileage Mark 7 GTI, you can get them for very cheap amount of money. Like, I'm a little over 100,000 miles, maybe 120,000 miles, somewhere in that area. You can get them from like 6-7 grand right now. Like, that's what I've been finding them for. And I've been wanting to do some sort of like budget, like back road car. And I feel like the Mark 7 GTI would be perfect. It would be definitely a manual, just to get away from the DSG, because I already have this beast, obviously. But it would be a manual, and I would be doing a budget hybrid setup on that car. So by budget hybrid setup is finding obviously a cheap Mark 7 GTI first that is well taken care of to buy. I'll be doing probably a Mamba Tech Turbo on it. That's where I'm leaning towards. I have been talking with them about this plan, and they're willing to support the build if I do something like this. So they would be on board. That would be awesome. And again, it would just be a simple setup. Hybrid, high pressure fuel pump, upgraded with the Autotech internal, all of that. It would just be straight 93, no E85. I'm not going to mess with any of that stuff. So it would literally just be a Mamba, probably the 3071R. I think I would go with. The 76 is too big for like a stock engine. It's kind of laggy, and for what I want it for, it wouldn't really suit what I want to do. So I would probably go with a 3071R. It seems that people like them a lot, and I've heard pretty good things about Mamba. And at the same time, they are pretty cheap, and I would do a high pressure fuel pump. So right there, you're looking at what, like maybe not even 2 grand. Tuning, probably tune EQT on that, because, you know, they're my people. Obviously, I'm sponsored by them, and they do great tuning and great work. So I would just be tuning it on 93, and then it would just be wheels, tires, coilovers, and that's pretty much it. Oh, and obviously, if I get a manual, I'd have to upgrade the clutch. I would just do, you know, a good clutch in it. But this would be a build that would be, I would say, no more than like 4 grand into it, something like that, now that I'm like putting all the numbers together. And if I could find a GTI for like 6 to 7 grand, I could do an entire build like this for probably under like 10 grand, something like that, or just around like $10,000, which in my opinion, the fact that I would be able to have like a low to mid 400 wheel horsepower car for like 10 grand, even less depending on what kind of GTI I could find, I think that's kind of crazy in my opinion. And again, it would just be like a fun back road, like just rip it on like a weekend, like enjoy kind of car, while this stays as like a I want to go fast and just run the best time possible kind of car, while still having like a daily comfortable feel to it. That is where I'm leaning towards, because if I were to get a Speed 3, I would never for that price be able to get the amount of power that a Mark 7 GTI can make. And an MB Miata would be super cool. I would turbo it and do all of that stuff, but Miata prices right now are still crazy. Turbo kit and all that stuff, I'm going to be over $10,000, which honestly I would rather build a Miata over the Speed 3 because of that. But I just feel like for what you get with the Mark 7 GTI for the price, I think it's just too hard to beat. And that is my plan. I'm trying as we speak actively to find a cheap Mark 7 GTI, and it is hard to find, don't get me wrong, I've seen them, but it's got to be manual. I've seen a lot of like DSGs and stuff like that. And again, I really want a manual just for the more engaging and fun experience. Yeah, guys, I think a budget build Mark 7 would be really fun, and you could get them at really good prices. I was debating going actually with the GLI. The only issue with the GLI is that you can only get a GLI with the MQB, like this platform, 2019 plus. So if I were to find a 2015 or 16 with like higher mileage and all that stuff, it's going to be not the same engine, not the same platform and all that. So they didn't go that route on the GLI until 2019. So that would have been really cool to do a GLI, because not many people do the GLIs. And it would have been cool to have a sedan, like a little sleeper sedan, but unfortunately it's just too expensive for the 2019 Plus. So most likely I'm gonna be finding a 15 or a 16. If I could find a 2-door, that would be awesome. They stopped making the 2-door in 2016. So if I could find a 2-door manual, I think I'm gonna have to hop on that, because they're super hard to find now. And if I could find one higher mileage for a good deal, that would be like the most ideal thing in my opinion for me. But that's going to be kind of tough. So most likely it's going to be a 4-door, but that's okay. But probably find, you know, a 15, 16, maybe even a 17 with 100, you know, plus thousand miles on it, that's been well maintained, everything checks out, and right away just send it off for a clutch. Maybe I get lucky and it might be a tuned one that already has an upgraded clutch, so I could just throw a hybrid at it and see what happens. And then if I got to do the clutch, I got to do the clutch. It is what it is. Or, you know, even if it's a stock one, whatever the case is, do the clutch, do the turbo, tuning and all that stuff, and get it ripping. So that's my plan for a second car going forward, because I really wanted another car that I can have fun with, and I think that would be the best option, like best bang for your buck kind of thing. So yeah, guys, that's what's been going on. I know I've been away from the camera for like a month now, and again, there just hasn't been any content to post. I'm going to say this again, this has got to be like the 4th time that I'm saying it. Dyno is coming. I'm in the process right now of making an appointment with Prime Motoring, which they are located like 10-15 minutes away from me, and they have an all-wheel drive dyno. They are a big Subaru shop. They build a lot of Subarus, and I'm just trying to get an appointment now. I've been talking to their people, so that's going to be coming very soon. This is the perfect time of the year anyway, where it starts to get a little cooler. The dyno rooms are a little cooler, so obviously, you know, cooler temperatures, you make more power. But besides that point, no, I didn't total my car. No, the car didn't blow up. This car is still good to go, but it will be getting 100% an overhaul over the winter time to get it ready for spring 100%. And again, I'm actively looking for a low costing, higher mileage, most likely Mark 7 GTI. If you know anybody, send them my way. Send me a DM on Instagram or even in the comments below. Like, let me know. We could talk and we could see if we could figure something out. I'm located in North Jersey, so I'm willing to travel, you know, a few hours anywhere north, south, you know, east, west, whatever the case is, to get a car that's going to be worth it. But again, I'm not looking for a $15,000 Mark 7. I'm looking for, you know, a sub $10,000, maybe $6,000, $7,000, even $8,000, depending if it's like in great shape or whatever. Higher mileage, I don't care. If it's well taken care of, stock would be great. I wouldn't mind a lightly modified one that has already an upgraded clutch that can handle hybrid power. That would be really good as well if something like that were to come up. But again, I know that's asking for a lot. I'm really trying to do a nice build on a budget thing. So that's going to be the plan if I can find a Mark 7, is just a hybrid high pressure fuel pump, custom 293, and send it. Oh, and probably going to do some sensors on that too. I didn't mention that before in the video, but most likely going to do upgraded sensors just so I can up the boost a little bit, you know, so I can maybe get like 30 pounds out of it, 31 pounds max, something along those lines. And if the low pressure fuel pump can't, you know, keep up, we'll do a brushless system, the EQT one, so we have enough fuel, you know, and bump it up a little bit, something like that, but just keep it nice and simple. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. A lot of different things, you know, plans with this car, plans on the next car that I'm getting that I'm actively looking for right now. But hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. And as a reminder, again, like I said at the beginning of the video, you can save yourself any money on EQT products, tunes, hardware, all of that stuff with my code and link down in the description box below. And like I said before, I'm going to be at the Europa Parts Cruise Sunday, October 22nd. If you guys are going to be there, say what's up. It's going to be a fun time. But anyways, guys, again, hopefully you did enjoy today's video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It lets YouTube know that I'm doing a good job. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good day.